Heyo everyone, Hexi here, and today I just wanted to talk to you about a game that I feel completely lied to about. Back in the day, I had the Sega Genesis version of Judge Dredd, and I thought it was pretty alright. However, nowadays I just found out that the Super Nintendo version was superior in every way. The Super Nintendo version actually has better music, and while I don't blame the game for that, I do blame the composer, since I know that the Sega Genesis sound chip can deliver incredible and memorable soundtracks, like the ones in Thunder Force. I just feel like whoever made the songs probably didn't give it their all when they were converting them to the Genesis. And that feeling of half-acidness permeates through the Genesis version as well, with certain graphics, like the rain on the first level, being completely absent in the Genesis port. The melee combat also feels stripped down, as in the Nintendo version, you can use the D-pad to do combinations with the melee button to pull off different moves, while in the Genesis version, the melee button just does whatever the fuck it wants at random. Also in the Super Nintendo version, it feels like the enemies surrender way more often, but that could just be down to bad RNG on my part. There are these bouncing bullets that you can use, and they seem to make enemies more likely to surrender. I'm guessing the logic is that because they bounce, they're rubber bullets. But at any rate, if you use those, enemies are more likely to surrender and you can arrest them. The first level has you destroying crates of ammunition. If you skip the cutscene though, you wouldn't know any of that until you get to a computer terminal. You can use these to check your mission status as well as your ammo count and your Dredd status. Now, why they couldn't put all this information on the screen is beyond me, but it probably has something to do with the giant font they chose and the massive border the devs put on the computer screens. There are also these pushable boxes in the game, and these are extremely delicate. You can break them by pushing them off of ledges or shooting them with normal bullets. So these ones you need to watch out for and be careful with. Otherwise you can screw yourself out of extra areas that have extra lives and bonus items. So just be careful with the crates. Anyways, on the Genesis version, you can blow up the ammunition crates with bouncing bombs. So if you run out of these, well, you're shit out of luck. On the SNES version, however, you can also use some of your punches and kicks to break a crate or two open. Then you're able to recuperate your ammo and blow up the rest. This issue occurs again much later in the game when they introduce the indestructible robot guys from the movie. But now there are multiple of them, and you can only blow him up with a specific bomb bullet. Thankfully, the game seems to spawn more of these for you, but the idea of adding a whole new enemy with one specific way to defeat him seems a bit antithetical to their limited inventory system. The game also includes the Dark Judges, oddly enough. I assume the game was a movie tie-in, but the Dark Judges are just more of a comic-exclusive enemy. Anyways, they cause random enemies in the map to have flaming trails when they walk. And the only way to arrest them is to kill the enemy that they're possessing. And these possessed enemies have more health, so it'll take longer to beat them. And the most annoying part is that when you kill them, a Dark Judge spirit will pop out and taunt you for like 2 seconds, in which time you're expected to switch to the special bubble bullet and shoot them with a sticky bubble that allows you to arrest them. Once again, the game falls into this trap of enemies with one solution to defeat them, while on the other hand, the bosses feel like they have the complete opposite single solution issue. The good old Doom Pro tip of shoot at it until it dies. By which I mean to say, there's almost no strategy for defeating the bosses. You can try to stay a certain distance away or avoid their attacks, but the bosses move erratically and some of their attacks seem to clear the whole screen just to hit you. Aside from positioning though, all you can really do is pray to RNGesus that you do more damage to them than they do to you. On the redeeming side, it feels like the game tries to hit like every scene from the movie, but it also includes some from the comics as well. It's pretty thorough in how much of the Judge Dredd universe the game tries to expose the player to. And with that, guys, that's all I've got time for this week. Ciao for now, and Hexi out. Thanks go out to my Patreon supporters. Your donations mean the world to me, and I thank you for supporting my future endeavors.